Hi guys, it's Winifred, and today I'm going to do a quick get ready with me. And this is the type of look that I would wear, I would want to say on a daily basis to work. And this was requested. Someone wanted me to use this Revlon Beyond Natural. So that is what I'm going to use this morning. And yeah, I'm just going to take you through what I would normally wear for work. So I have my face washed and moisturized. And I put with my moisturizer, and this is what I used to use all the time. And this is NARS's Facial Illuminator, and this is in the color Laguna. And I have the windows open, so you'll hear birds and you'll hear the outside noise. So bear with me, and I hope you all will get like a little ASMR effect from that. I use, and I have been using for years, Smashbox Photo Finish. Every time, right? Every time. There's a plane. I use this most of the time for a primer, as a primer. It does a good job. I don't have particularly oily skin, and I don't have real dry skin either. It's just a combination type thing. So I just really just pop on this primer, and you all know that for work and every day I do not put foundation on my face. I don't think it's necessary all the time. I do, however, use my lip erase to blank out my very, very pigmented lips. And this is MAC's lip erase. Now, sometimes I use a paint pot, and I use that in like Laying Low or Nubo. But today I'm just going to use a lip erase. And after I let that primer sit for a little bit, I will use, I don't use a full face foundation. What I do is I usually will put just a little bit of the Bobbi Brown color in golden. I will usually just use that at some points where I think I really need it. A lot of times I'll hit up underneath the eyes just to brighten that up a little bit. And I'm not really concerned, guys, with the face looking perfect. The skin does not have to look perfect. I am concerned with having good skin and keeping that up. But as far as, every day where I feel like my skin has to be flawless, no. I've got a little discoloration right there on the side, not much. And I will just put it right there, and that is it. And most people, I don't think, on a daily basis need to put a whole face of foundation on there. If you do, that's fine. That's your thing. But I don't know. For me, on a daily basis, I just don't like that feeling. And Lancome is a pretty good foundation too. That's what I use when I do put on foundation. It's not a bad foundation. Then I'm going to use Bobbi Brown's Golden Orange. This is in a compact, and this is the pressed powder. I normally use the loose and sheer. And so this is going to look shockingly kind of maybe a little ashen or a little bit too light, but rest assured this does oxidize. So I like to put it on and just to even it out and make sure I take out the shine. And you all know I don't carry powder around with me during the day. I'll show you what I take. I usually will just use the MAC blotting film. I don't like to carry around makeup with me. I just don't. I put it on in the morning. I leave out and that's it. The only thing that I will carry with me is my lipstick, because you have to reapply after you eat lunch and all that kind of thing. So then the next thing I do, I always do my eyebrows. Now, sometimes I might not do my, sometimes I might not put on eyeshadow. But I always do make sure I have on at least my eyebrows, and I will always have on liner and mascara when I go to work. Otherwise, I don't feel polished if I don't, so I will have that on. Where is my, here it is. Okay. Make sure I have my brush for my Anastasia brow pomade, and you all know I can't see, so I have to use my compact to draw my brows in. I usually use Anastasia Brow Wiz, however, on occasion I will use MAC's Spiked. And I just fill it in a little bit. And I'm not really too concerned about being perfect with the brows. And I don't like real heavy brows. Just as long as they look nice. And like I said, they do not have to be like identical twins. As long as I have them drawn on and they look nice. My eyebrows are short. And, yeah. Sometimes it comes out where one looks a little thicker than the other. That's because in real life, that's how they are. And if that's how they are naturally, then I let them be. Now that annoys me when there's a little bit hanging down there, so I will make sure to get that. Yeah. It's the little things, guys, that annoy me. The little things. And that. And then I go back over it with Anastasia's brow pomade. I did buy her eyebrow brush. And I put it on really lightly. I don't like heavy eyebrows on me. On some people, it looks fine. And I usually just start at the tail, because if it's going to deposit a lot of product from the brush, I would prefer it to go in the tail as opposed to up front, if that makes sense. And then I like to just lightly feather. Lightly feather the front part of the brow. And then I'm cool with that. I think it's been a while since I've shown you all my brow routine. I think I usually come on with the brow, and if I wear foundation, I normally have it on. Okay, so then there's a couple of eye primers that I could use. I could either use this one from MAC Prep and Prime, and this is medium dark, and this is the one I usually use. But then I have the Urban Decay one as well. So I'll use this from the lash base all the way up to the eyebrow. Make sure you close this. Put a little bit more on the other side. And sometimes I will put the paint pot on the mobile lid just because if I want that color to pop on the lid, then I think you need a little something extra, a little something heavier. So I'll do that. Today that's just going to be Max Novel paint pot. It's a really neutral color. And I'm just going to take a little dab of that. It almost actually matches my nail polish. Just put that right here on the base. I'm good with just like a polished professional look for work. I've never held jobs where I could just put on whatever color I wanted to. I've always had to adhere to some kind of conservative color palette, and if I wanted to do like a pop of color I could, but usually that takes on the tone of a pop of color for the like the eyeliner or something like that. Not anything too crazy either. And so let's just grab the brush and go into perfecting the eyebrows, carving them out to make them look like they're well groomed. I use 2 MAC concealers for that, and the NW35 I use by itself on the top of the eyebrow. It just kind of makes the eyebrow pop a little bit more and gives it a little bit more of a just groomed look. And sometimes with the light reflecting from the outside, I have a harder time seeing exactly where I'm going with this. But you don't put too much on, you know. Just kind of makes you eyebrows pop a little bit. And actually, I could kind of forego this a little bit because I don't have foundation, or this part at least, because I don't have foundation to really blend it into, because I don't have on any foundation. So then I'm just going to mix a little bit of this light. You know what? Actually, I won't. I'm going to use what's in this palette, what I usually use. So that is what I will use. I think for a transition shade, I think I am just going to use a little bit of this Naked 2, one shade out of here, or maybe mix the two shades. The shade here, and then a little bit of that. Just to give me like a nice transition area right there. I'm going to use the colors, mind you, from that palette. But I just want to kind of put this up underneath that crease area a little bit, right there. And oh, I love the breeze. I'm getting it from both windows, the window to the side and the window in back of me. I love the breeze. So as you can see, it's got 4 colors, and then as you can see, the one that's dug into the most is this one, and that is my lid color. So I kind of want to get a flat brush for that. Not like to kind of, let's see if I have one clean. And just, these are so easy to apply because you just put them on and then you can blend them out with your finger, you know? And I don't carry the eyeshadow with me through the course of the day. If it looks like it's getting like a little crease, I just rub it out, smooth it with my finger. That's it. It's so easy. And you don't have to put on that much. See how I did that? It just gives you a nice polished look, and you don't even have to really use this palette because ColourPop has some really cool eyeshadows that are along this line, and they're kind of creamy, but they are not, I want to say they dry, but they'll set really quick. Unlike this, will stay a little creamier, but the ease in which you can apply this is, I really, really like it. Now, sometimes I didn't feel like using that. Really, I use it. This is the brow, under brow highlight, but sometimes I mix these two, you see. And these two, of course, were my crease colors. So let's see. I could actually use that same brush if it were not so thick, but I'll get this little flat brush. It's a MAC brush. I'm going to tap into that lightest color. Then I'm going to tap into that lid color just a little bit. Then I am going to play around with this highlight here. And you just rub it down. See that? Just rub it down to smooth out those edges. dip into the lighter color, then the darker lid color, light, dark, and just go right up underneath. I mean, and these are easier to blend than powders, actually. They really are. I think they are. And they kind of give your eye a little bit more of a natural, I think a natural look. Well, a lot of that has to do with the colors. And pull it down. Because what you'll do with that end part is you'll blend it right in with your crease color. See? Okay. Now if you want to, you can take a little bit and do an inner corner highlight. I probably won't for work, but if you want to, you can. Get this brush. And then I'm just going to dip into these colors, just playing between these two darker shades. And this to me is kind of like just a nice polished professional eye, and it actually is just more or less giving you definition, not so much as color but definition. And I hope that you will be able to see the eyeliner, because during the day I do not use feline because it will run if you don't set it. And I do not use perversion, which to me is a little dark for the day. I don't know. Even on my skin complexion, perversion is a little dark for me. So I use Zero by Urban Decay. And perversion, as you know, that's by Urban Decay too. But perversion is way darker than, in my opinion, it's way darker than Zero. And another alternative for an eyeliner that's not too out there, but it's a good way to add a pop of color, would be Urban Decay's Sabbath. And that's a really, really dark blue. I have two of those. One for my blue lips. I use it as a lip liner. And I have an eyeliner. So, okay, so this probably doesn't even look like I have on makeup. And this is kind of like a work day look for me. Not all the time do I use that. So, yeah, I have eyeliner on this eye. Let me put on some on this side. I am trying hard not to make my mascara face. And put some on the bottom. I just kind of really usually just tight line my eye. I don't do a cat eye. I don't put liner on top of my eyelid. I don't do that. I just do kind of like a tight eye line for work. And if you want to get a little fancy with it, if you want to, you can smoke it out just a bit. Now, I do sometimes do a daytime smoky for work. I do that sometimes. And that was either if I worked on the weekend or say if I closed or something like that, then I would do that. Then of course I have to put on mascara. Sometimes I do the telescopic last. I usually do it last. But because I got the wrong color in this, I'm going to do this first. And the reason why I usually do it last is so I can make sure that they are separated. But I made a mistake and got this in black brown. And the other mascara is black. So I don't want to, because I don't have on a whole lot of eye makeup, I don't want my eyelashes to be brown or brown black. I want them to be black. I want them to stand out a little bit more because that's also going to help me with the eye definition. You get down there by the root. That's just going to help to intensify the liner a bit, right? So I'm going to get that telescopic in black, or black is black, and that's what I'll be using for every day. But since I had already bought this, you know I'm going to use it. So, and just get into the corner. Again, this is just like an easy like 5-minute face. This takes no time to put together. And mind you, I do different variations. I have some shimmer colors, but mind you, they're nude shades. So it just really depends on my mood in the morning. This is kind of like a face that I would use if I can actually do this under 10 minutes. The other face I would do would be like no eyeshadow at all, just liner and liner and mascara. Kind of wipe the excess off because I don't like spidery lashes. So it is not real hot today, at least not so far, which is good. Not complaining because I prefer it to winter, but okay. And then I'm going to do the other side. See, this is just a natural look, and I hope you can see it. I do put a highlighter on, but it's not one of those really intense highlighters. Not for day, not for work. I'll show you what it is. And I bought eBay out. like I have something in my eye. Guys, really? Okay. So now I'm going to put something, a little lip liner on. Neutral shade, of course. And you all know that I love this Chanel lippy, and it's in Superstition, number 38. I love this nude. I mean, there's a couple of ways you can put it on. Straight from the tube, or some people like to dab it on. And I am going to put on a little blush, very little. You all know I'm not a blush person. As I say that, and I have tons and tons of blush, right? This is Eversun by MAC, neutral shade. Start from the back because I would want the most blush on the back. I don't want it right here in the apples of the cheeks. I don't know, I'm just not, like I said, I'm not a really big blush person. And I have a highlight that I like to use, and it's called Comfort. And it is not one of those, how do you want to say? It's not one of those kind of bright metallic-y highlights. It is more or less like a satiny kind of a look. I mean, you can use it wet or you can use it dry. I just pop it on dry. You've got like, it's kind of like a bronzy color, but then you've got gold veining going through it, which is cool. And I use the heck out of this. It just gives you kind of like a subtle highlight. And I just like to use a kabuki brush just to give it all a blend. And I think that this is a look that's just you, but only better. And here you have it. This is like an everyday, quick, work, no makeup kind of a look. It's just, how do I want to say? You, but only better. Yeah? I think that's what I want to say. So, tell me, how do you have to dress to go to work or put your makeup on? This is just, I think, a no makeup kind of polished look. You know, there's nothing that really stands out. Your eyes are defined. Lips have just a hint of color. You just got a little bit of a flush to your cheeks, and that's it. So yeah, tell me what you think. This is my no makeup look that I wear on a quick face to work makeup kind of a look. Let me know what you wear. Alright guys, until the next video, talk to you.